Hello everyone, you are on the channel Lecture for Sleep. Today, we're diving into something that sounds like it's straight out of a horror movie. Screaming in your sleep. It's officially called parasomnia, and more specifically, night terrors or sleep terrors. Imagine this. You're fast asleep, and suddenly you let out a blood-curdling scream. Your family might rush in, thinking the worst, only to find you sitting up, eyes wide open, but completely unresponsive. You might be thrashing around, sweating with your heart pounding. But here's the kicker. The next morning, you remember absolutely nothing. Sounds terrifying, right? But for the person experiencing it, it's a blank slate. So what exactly is happening in the brain during these episodes? Night terrors happen during the deepest stage of non-REM sleep, which is usually in the first third of the night. This is different from nightmares, which occur during REM sleep, the stage where we do most of our dreaming. During a night terror, your brain is caught in a strange limbo. Part of it is awake, the part that controls complex motor actions like sitting up, screaming, and flailing, but the part of your brain responsible for consciousness, awareness, and memory formation is still sound asleep. That's why you can't be reasoned with during an episode and why you have no memory of it later. It's like your body is awake, but your mind isn't. The fear response is triggered, but the you that experiences and remembers is offline. Let's talk about what triggers these spooky episodes. Stress and sleep deprivation are the two biggest culprits. When you're overly tired or under a lot of emotional strain, your sleep patterns can get seriously disrupted. Think of it like your brain's sleep-wake cycle getting scrambled. This confusion can make it more likely for you to get stuck between sleep stages, leading to a night terror. Other triggers can include a high fever, especially in children, certain medications, or even a full bladder. Anything that has the potential to partially arouse you from deep sleep can set the stage for one of these dramatic events. It's your brain's way of malfunctioning under pressure, resulting in a primitive fight-or-flight reaction without any real danger present. Now, who is most likely to experience this? Night terrors are actually far more common in children than in adults. Up to 6% of kids experience them, usually between the ages of 3 and 12. The good news is, most children simply grow out of them as their central nervous system matures. It's a developmental phase, much like sleepwalking. In adults, it's much rarer, affecting only about 1 to 2% of the population. When night terrors persist into or start in adulthood, they are more often linked to underlying issues like chronic stress, anxiety, depression, or even post-traumatic stress disorder, also known as PTSD. So, for an adult, frequent night terrors might be a sign that it's time to look at your overall mental and emotional well-being. So what should you do if someone you live with has a night terror? My number one piece of advice is do not try to wake them up. I know it's your first instinct to shake them and yell their name, but it's often counterproductive. Because they're in such a deep state of sleep, trying to force them awake can be disorienting and might make them more agitated or even aggressive. They don't recognize you, and your attempts to help might be perceived as part of the threat. The best course of action is to stay calm. Speak in a soft and soothing voice and simply ensure their safety. Make sure they can't fall out of bed or run into furniture. Just be a quiet, protective presence until the episode passes, which it usually does within a few minutes. They will typically lie back down and fall asleep as if nothing ever happened. Prevention is always better than cure. So how can you reduce the chances of these happening? It all comes back to good sleep hygiene. First and foremost, establish a consistent sleep schedule. Go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends. This helps regulate your body's internal clock. Next, create a relaxing bedtime routine. This could be anything from reading a book, taking a warm bath, listening to calm music, or practicing mindfulness meditation. The goal is to signal to your brain that it's time to wind down. Avoid stimulants like caffeine and nicotine, especially in the evening. And as tempting as it might be to scroll through your phone in bed, the blue light can interfere with your sleep cycle. Make your bedroom a sanctuary for sleep, dark, quiet, and cool. If stress is your main trigger, it's crucial to find healthy ways to manage it. Regular exercise is fantastic for both physical and mental health, but try to avoid intense workouts right before bed, as that can be stimulating. Techniques like deep breathing exercises, yoga, or journaling can be incredibly effective for processing the day's worries before you hit the pillow. If you're dealing with more significant anxiety or trauma, don't hesitate to seek professional help. Talking to a therapist or counselor can provide you with the tools to manage your mental health, which in turn can have a profound positive impact on your sleep quality. Remember, your mental and physical health are deeply intertwined. For parents of children with night terrors, the approach is similar. Focus on a calming and predictable bedtime routine. Ensure your child is getting enough sleep for their age. One specific technique that can be very effective is called scheduled awakenings. If you notice the night terrors happen around the same time each night, say 90 minutes after falling asleep, you can try gently waking your child up about 15 minutes before the expected episode. You don't need to fully wake them. Just rouse them enough to disrupt the sleep cycle. Do this for a week, and it can sometimes break the pattern and stop the terrors from occurring. But again, for most kids, this is a phase they will naturally outgrow. So when should you see a doctor about this? If the night terrors are happening very frequently, leading to a significant lack of sleep, or causing safety concerns for you or others in your household, it's a good idea to consult a healthcare professional. This is especially true for adults. If you're injuring yourself during an episode, or if they are causing extreme daytime sleepiness and affecting your daily life, it's time to get it checked out. A doctor might want to rule out other medical conditions or sleep disorders like sleep apnea, which can sometimes trigger parasomnias. In some cases, they might refer you to a sleep specialist for further evaluation, which could involve a sleep study to get a complete picture of what's happening while you're asleep. To sum it all up, screaming in your sleep, while dramatic and frightening for anyone who witnesses it, is usually not a sign of a serious problem, especially in children. It's a glitch in the brain's transition between sleep stages. The key to managing it lies in understanding what it is, ensuring safety during an episode, and most importantly, practicing good sleep hygiene and stress management. By creating a stable and relaxing sleep environment, you can significantly reduce the likelihood of these terrifying events. So there's no need to call an exorcist. A little bit of knowledge and some simple lifestyle changes can often bring peace back to your nights. Thanks for joining our sleep lecture today. If you found this helpful, please subscribe to the channel for more insights into the mysterious world of sleep. Sleep well.